If you find yourself within a certain geographical area, that's a enema be equal, and actually predictions are being made about the happening of certain things. You need to show concern and you need to find ways of preventing those things in your country. Now, so we share video where we are. Me say call this website a friend of the African Post. No akokai post to be a omodebe to that is on the March 18th, 2022. Omotre say abibre mu hanon coup bebre babe koso.
Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Democracy enye krano eyesene coup d'etat. And PENDREAM TV is not in any way advocating for a coup d'etat. Mema obibiara kwaba eba PENDREAM TV. Sene your first time oha, subscribe to channel no na click the notification bell no so. Like ejumadi no na share ma afofron so ensa en kebi. Now, in recent past, a lot of coups are happening in Africa. Minim krano, I know 5 or 6 of them. And on Ivan Innocent J reacted to coups that are happening in Africa no. Now, was sending warning to President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and also people around him. And I think so no, and Penimfo are in charge of national security and in managing the affairs of the country. Ivan Innocent J eka nensem no oto ensem bin so mane eye ECOWAS. Na me pesa obekame ho na yakotie ensema Ivan Innocent J eka. Na PENDREAM TV ya create another platform ya friend PENDREAM forum. Ehono ya je Wạrnṣ either video or audio. Enti obetima record a video and I say an audio of yourself with your message na opese ye publish ema amansan so ete wonkano. We are no one send afa number ya eda o screen so no. Ye be publish ama amansan so aide ate wonka. Na omo hu o message o kan afa any issues and I say any trending issues in Ghana. Na number ne ye 0277 128 777. Maminsi number na so biem. Number ne ye 0277 128 777. Yanko yansem num.
Yate se Macron so akasa. Se omo ebekwa akwaji tumi no e de ama omo. Minti se Putin so aka bibi ade. Na yewe ni yo. Yakwai ni ma bia ade be sha ase afri. Wotimi bofa ba bia. Obefo yanko.
Moga.
Wa be. Yanko.
Dedika mencha watiefo. Na menka se de ekoso ewa. Ene yahwefo. Okay, yes. Because radio na TV. I say we had the ekoso Africa na mobo. But I reflected the state of affairs. Kwanya nema afaswa a play out in the sub-region. Clearly, economically, you know, Nipo mote Africa no welfare no very poor. And unlike those days, na a man for feeling comfortable. So, Southern Africa there standard na niye. Southern na information enya available. But we've got into an era. Information flow through mobile phone now with the click of the button. No, you have access to information, so people are gradually getting enlightened, a more understanding of politics. No, shifted. So it is not as if say those who capture political power, no, or minor or more dear, and they can use it to do whatever that they want. People are coming to the realization say everybody will stake, will minum. The welfare no kwanya be faso a play out to be so citizen at any point in time must benefit. But unfortunately, so we had a kind of politics I play in Africa ha. Me catch say poverty abaye deliberate political tour ye de nam rendering a man for poor. And a few individuals no mutimi capture political power no live large at the expense of the majority of the people. And we've got into a time with this realization, you know, people have become conscious and they've realized say abino yeah near mana say the only option that they have is say you be to abino free ho, and it endangers everything in Africa because our kua esifa kwa ye fra de be bushfire effect it happen in one country and also have countries na cool necessities so na if we ha na spread it to the next nation. So the question will be able to say so organization bit say ECOWAS Niama na prevail a coup d'etat no see no adentina will make effort you go into the country to ensure say you solve those problems no by your transia na asem no see we are then they move in threatening people say one returning to your civilian rule. ECOWAS the power media force a country to return a brasa ya capture political power and the because me free said then come me and it's internal mechanism, the internal factors na a play out or a give rise to the many military incursions na across Africa hano and more attention but these people are by a team of old jokers be amuka transfer who are the omoye Mugabe so recently I did see Cote d'Ivoire kwanya Yafa Alassane Ouattara fa so betina komia no so
free bag bo no
wodim say oba no amanfo koma no ema there was this understanding say ombra betwa just one term now on transition for power movie because of the age oba no this man was able to manipulate the constitution as a son now to the stand say wako 2 terms na we asia kwa another 3rd term. This person is recognized by the same ECOWAS. Knowing very well say constitutional way na ewo ho no wa truncate atwatwe baby no no ade ne pe na ye adwuma. Abra coup esi ogini no delegation na yesoma omo say omo impress on your friend say don't boy na why coup no say by am return to civilian rule no that man was part of the delegation. Unye joker we will do this and the don't take you serious. That is why some of the coup makers are becoming emboldened and they are threatening say ECOWAS EPA on family also to the sense that some are also threatening even foreign influence because most of them have gone to the extent of hiring mercenaries like the Russian Wagner your friends a mercenary group no more operating in Africa no yes also ammunitions your friends other military help from them so they feel emboldened say on my backyard there is nowhere ECOWAS and anybody can come. So with such a other countries can just take a clue because we are cool now. And among them is a rank. They can trade among themselves. ECOWAS the blockade be a in terms of economically around them so Diankaba Hen says, so we're near my cost within the sub-region, especially corruption. Abaye key way, air driver all this time. And on a for because Makasa people have become awakened. And Sauba Chrome for instance, for quite some time now, corruption at Tisa, you expect to send institutions of state a bit empower more to take up issues of corruption. Nani panel by another punishing no. Your president in foreign institutions, your modern weaken almost all the state institutions. As somebody a investigation, when a president sorry, Nano Cecilia pass them by president letter the buyer, giving assurance that the woman will be cleared. So what will be the essence of any investigation? 3 days after, one will say Attorney General your friend saying or advising the police investigation on how they should proceed. Social content Nema Ochra. They are diverting attention from the woman to a different person because they are telling us Sikana Yabubo Bodini none of them na owner of that money has been established. So they are calling on the police to look for the owners. Distancing the woman at the center of this whole controversy, from the issue. So at the end of the day, what will be the motivation for Obi in China? Oh yes, I never will say, or mine and be woman. Secretary Shebi Bana Samedi Bihuko Shema and Sunsanswabe Hamame. State institutions who are supposed to ensure say we take up these issues, prosecute. I manipa anyahuto so say institution of state, will not sit aloof and allow some of these things to go. All these institutions abaye enabling institution motivating a man for to commit corruption, to engage in corruption. Auditor General and some of the bar near finance are questioning a bogu. Attorney General, we are or her, or the lesson called making sure say all prosecutor amount for on behalf of the state, What's the Atikroma? Abra COVID on COVID-19 report. Auditor General didn't report by you saw the kind of confrontation or go in with the AG because you're publishing the statement out. He was not interested in the damning report now, but Ghana Sikana Kwakodimno, nobody was interested. Al Jazeera case here by recently a president Dim Wawa Unipa Alista Matthias. A board president Din say yes, it's a gold over 40 to with $50 million every year, every month, every Chrome hakono. Nanka you expect to say, and can pay attention to the amount of money involved. And then usia poverty, abaye, adia, that is the easiest thing you can find. To the extent that Ghana, even vaccines, krana, yadebe cry like BCG, polio, those things, you know. We need to beg Nigeria. That is the extent of Ghana Babedru and the Ghana economy boase. We are sitting here waiting for IMF for redemption. So we call your friends a Bank of Ghana, an institution that is supposed to offer financial oversight where obetimia regulating institution. Oh no, at the come. Institution last year, Onyam for 1.2 billion, no, and they are telling us that neka a 60 billion Ghana cedis. So all these institutions in this consequences be any baby. So at the end of the day, no, the question you should be asking yourselves there, Niama breaks it be go crime ama corruption and no, if I free ba such way no a be any and a ya open, but Niama see endanger the prospect of our democracy. And then I'm for Ghana is not immune from coup d'etats. But only say Ghana for a very cautious. But near mana Emma man for your coup no Ghana be do your chum. Because there is no economy in our sight. We've gotten to a point that as you make us say, even service a debt. When I want to say you to crown, you're suspending the intimate economy no have. And consistently, so in the face of it, you expect president so but me show renewed some kind of energy be say forcing state institutions to go into those things. Now I'm punishing a man for no assembly bar within the media na best circles. You have few individuals within now assembly man no crime can no assembly now people are already in the media. Yeah, come on. What I say? So I know the day no motivation by adia by na say nipa nkuna esuro ema nipa nya ohun say me bo oman no kro no say ne besi. So mo gabi de ekokoso say yam pemode amfa ye na nsi baabi. Na ya make sure say state institutions will work and make sure say aban no be man botaye ne niam bi e be se akire na be ni sa nhwehwa ni mu adwuma na kisieja aban ni nkrofo no mo ye na we will get nowhere because this same kisieja aban a wafa issue ya onama o ye ho investigation. You see, that is a joke on the part of these guys because asem no court no enye no 2022 na asem no court and this nka Chronicle newspaper na amfa asem na ma and nka kisieja aban onyante ye nasa watia anasa ontia intelligence or the year adwuma okroma nasa wontimi mpeke asem free court na usomfa so ne san and amount of money over $1 million egu baako for them. And people are trying to assign all sort of reasons at the point that Ghana sika a foreign currency, and you know say we have a special regulations regulating foreign money because at any point in time as a Bank of Ghana who amount of dollars in circulation. So you found kwase wooden box with them. And again, we are to declare source. Yes, such nonsense of a narrative, and people are just trying to push through our next. The question is, taxes so such nonsense of a narrative, people should just push it away. Now, government ensure some real commitment is there. Issues of corruption, but because elsewhere people have gone to jail for far lesser reasons. South Korea, President Ankasa jail. Yantiana Brazil for the president assembly no to prison because of corruption. South Africa, Ramaphosa at some point in time. So the question is, Adentina yede mrana e okrom ha no edi ehiafo edi obi owo opposition but the abamu nkro for yenim on daily basis yenim say naked corruption involvement ye bo mudini na sefo asebno ba na special prosecutor Dimirika Kofa nhwehwanimu press conference wa keka nsem esi eno ano no nothing happens again because we can recount the number of cases here ordinance akwakoso ma besin there onfa obi ankokoto ho. So the seriousness na yen show na the impunity air driving the system no eno na ma yanya careful ama manfo predict say we may lose our democracy because that is all that we have. Over the years we've been trying to say the Fourth Republic we be to because democracy anya crowd to me coup d'etat. But yet me danger in this particular manner you best on the wrong side of our mouth.
Fantastic from my good brother Ivan Innocent.
Ansana yabetwa ensem no so no within the space of 3 years, which is from 2020 to 2023, say amene wo kasai coup ahodo ensiana asi ewo Africa na countries coup asi wo Africa no ebine Mali, Guinea, Burkina Faso, Chad, Sudan, ena afei nso no enrechi ya coup ya esi ewo Niger. Na se yeko Mali anase coup esi ewo Mali no happen here in August 2020, which was led by Colonel Assimi. Odi asojafo enim ema omotu omo president ayefreno Ibrahim Keita efri akunwa no so. Sa wo hwe ni enti a eye Colonel Assimi LED coup in Mali. Reasons ne be said the military took advantage of the public anger of the stolen parliamentary election. Omoche say eye Mali mampani ewia election anase abatwa ekoso Mali ebeye president of Mali. Afin so no, and the government failure to protect the peoples from violent extremists. Afin so no na Mali president na ontimi mbo ne manfo ho ban efri eye atutraphobia omobeto ehye Mali for so. Yeko Chada near the coup ebaye and say eye omomampani was killed at the battlefield. And onam soma omode omampani na wawunu neba ebesi akunyana so as president of Chad. 5 months later, after say coup esi wo Chad, another coup esi ewo Guinea, which was led by a high-ranking officer training ewo United States. Ayefreno Mamadi Doumbouya etu Guinea president ayefreno Alpha Condé so efri akunya nesono. According to sources and also according to information, Mamadi Doumbouya was appointed by then President Alpha Condé to lead a special military group in Guinea. Several factors NMA kuya esi ewo Guinea no happen here. Nemum ne edi mutintima pa ne say president na acha ne term ewie. Nemum na he still wanted to hold on to power. On the 25th of October 2021, that is few weeks after kuya esi ewo Guinea no, another coup ewo esi ewo Sudan, which was led by a Sudanese general. Ayefreno General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. Odi asojafo binim anim ema omonso omoji tumi ewo Sudan. Captain Ibrahim Traoré LED a successful coup in Burkina Faso on the 30th of September 2022. Now, Captain Ibrahim Traoré is known to be the youngest president in Africa with age 34. The sixth coup no coup na ewo Niger, which was led by General Abdurrahman the guard of the president of then president of Niger, friend President Bazoum. Nesi General Abdurrahman Mohamed Bazoum them obe declare Neho as president of Niger. And the coup in Niger seems to be the most controversial coup so far. Now, as I wish countries here coups see so now. Factors behind it cuts across the government failure to fight against corruption, insecurity, economic hardship, and among pennyphobia omotem area, they still want to hold on to power and they still want to impose someone on the country. Now, so we share coups here in the various African countries. Now, ultimately say after the coup, the citizens and the people in that country are hailing and applauding the coup leaders, all because they are fed up. Governance, the kind of governance omo president and omo akandi for edema omo. Yantua ensema Ivan Innocent J editu janoso.
Also, but I think what idea be quite phenomenal, and as a trend I say Adda radar no so abaya major concern the many military interventions are also in Africa, the many military incursion are getting into our politics and your governance, our Africa, I say, it's really a concern. I think yatanasi na yehwe ehon semiye. We are people that we are reactionary people. We always wait for whatever ebesine siwie, then we deal with the aftermath. When indeed ebianke betimi aye ho bibi to prevent the occurrence. Unfortunately, that is how reactionary we've always been. So, Abraham Neamano, I think, it's not as if say, But as nipa said the blacks no sa na yet, we always will just sit aloof, fold our arms, and na ya hwade na mana say ya wie. Na say we are, then we converge as if say ye bibia fa ho. The reality on the ground, and they say at this point, a lot of people are losing trust and confidence in our democratic institutions, and that is a factor I'm not sure say anybody can run away from, because so here the rate at which military intervention change democratic government our Africa higher is a major concern as a tenants and interrogate to Niamana a Kofasadi and Odeba. But we are not interested. Nameka ECOWAS in the African Union as an Africa higher, just like UN at the global stage, you know. Yet no. But these institutions, you know, must be able to command some reverence, some like some integrity. All countries in Africa now will look up to them and feel say, oh, this is a rally point. It is a will be a challenge. And I say if there is a problem, and I say African Union and I say ECOWAS, you know, say to a certain extent, you know, we'll be able to resolve. But unfortunately, you know, yet they na say, you know. Just mean who say a white elephant, say a useless, say a dear yo. I don't know how to describe it. So they are privy to the prevailing economic circumstances and attempt by some head of state to tamper with the constitution. Typical example is what happened recently in Côte d'Ivoire. President Amanfo Ekomano a bidum fasu wuye e mani bedi ni first term we second term the guy had the guts to manipulate and massage the constitution. Sabe beti make it possible. Amana go the third term. The African Union ECOWAS and saw nothing wrong with this development, when indeed there are a lot of people in Côte d'Ivoire now they were worried. African Union ECOWAS ibu na nigu so ma papa we ye de obeye coup esi ogini no delegation na yes Sunday yet to go and resolve the matter. No, in there was somebody what truncate and say what temper with the constitution, what give you no another lifeline on the democratic radar. Ono was one of the delegation yes small mo say onko Guinea ni dombo ya wa ye coup no enko kasa. So when you look at it from this angle, you come to the realization that ECOWAS is nothing but a bunch of your friends, the old jokers, and I ask some more. Look at people who lead it. And Kokrafon Kwa, Makacho say, Omokotana meeting and say, now we a mistake, Kofaba come back, and now will be a Nure Gumno. It may be a pharmacy shop. There's a confused bunch of individuals. Issues now grounds and I see a tackle. No, they don't care. The precursors. Massa military interventions nabano, they don't care. As we speak, if you go to countries like Sudan, Burkina Faso, for quite some time now, the incursion of some of these terrorist groups are more ties with some element within the country. And you know, development like this, you know, precipitated some of these military intervention into a coup d'etat abaye epidemics in Africa. Abaye quite common. And things like this, you know, spread it as a wildfire. It happen in one country and they feel emboldened and nothing is done about the situation. Then it spread to another because it tells other people, say, okay, unkrofo way, a buying show almost one near manko, you know, omutunugu empty. So over some of the countries, you know, where now we are replicating, and now they are forming a band. Going to Burkina Faso, Sudan, Mali, and one other country. A threaten say ECOWAS and now say any foreign intervention be not been say obe sanction Chad biano. They will not agree. So this band of military government, you know, they are just the form some kind of a band bia. If we are not careful, they are going to form a banda, and as a bonda, a come more bomb no will be higher than the influencer ECOWAS and your friend is saying AU, a welder, and you drew that particular level now, you realize that will spell doom for democracy in our part of the world. And again, conditions that give birth to some of these military interventions, they exist virtually in almost all the African countries. How are we intervening? Because as we speak, there are 2 countries on the radar. In the next 1 or 2 years, it's likely the coup d'etat will occur. And it has been predicted by a lot of your friends who are watching. That country, one is Côte d'Ivoire, the other one is Benin. Because I all had the prevailing internal circumstances, the dynamics, the power play, and some nearby air koswa. The grounds are fertile because Papa now Tesono, the 80 years and got enough year, he found a way to massage the constitution and gave himself another way. ECOWAS, recognizing no, Omuko meeting or TACB, so I know the day, no. A shaman for to pass a bar, the ECOWAS betting me and say, they will call a meeting and threaten you, say, if you don't, if you don't give power back to a civilian government, I ever sanction, but ECOWAS and power and influence better more the sanction will be. So African countries, countries no more do not recognize its essence and the relevance, let alone say coordinated with respect. And I don't know if you've been New York Times at the publication by and they are predicting say era mean there are a lot more coup d'etats, call it revolution at ABC or Africa. Because the bond of trust between the political establishment, call it government, and we the people, that bond of trust, is shattered, is disintegrated. There's absolutely no trust between government and the people. They feel disconnected, and when that happens, I spell doom. Countries no more they are banned term because if you call mind more, there are other internal factors a precipitate and as a pushy a driver no emanation tentem, and there are some foreign interventions and also a cost of among for the mature because I heard some even recently because I heard the activity of this Wagner group from this mercenary group among for Kohio more. When you open the door for some of these mercenaries to come, as a former, to me we are. Then next target, a government now invite you mono. Sanyama we see within the corridors of Africa. The supposed institutions, whatever else, making sure say, dealing with this situation at their early stages, yet.
Ansana yebetwa yensem no so no kame ho na yenkotiwe audio we a nana adodankwa akufado editodwa emra okopie mu ewo US African Leadership Summit ode ensembi ekoto Anthony Blinken US Secretary of State watrese Burkina Faso ede asojafo abegu yene omo borders.
Today Russian mercenaries are on our northern border. Burkina Faso has now entered into an arrangement to go along with Mali in employing the Wagner forces there. I believe a mine in southern Burkina has been allocated to them as a form of payment for their services. Prime Minister of Burkina Faso in the last 10 days has been in Moscow. And to have them operating on our northern border is particularly distressing for us in Ghana. Apart from not accepting the idea of great powers once again making Africa the theater of operation.
Same way nana adodankwa Akufo-Addo edito US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken ebra okopie mu US African Leadership Summit ase. Na asojafo nana adodankwa Akufo-Addo eka omo ho asem yefre omo the Wagner Group. The Wagner Group is a private military group in Russia. Ebinimu Chrese, it was founded by a Russian oligarch and as a businessman in Russia, a friend Yevgeny Prigozhin. Edinya Dodona Edinimno Putin's chef. Omo Chrese, he is a very close friend to Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. Ebinimu Chrese, he was appointed to lead the group. We hear a picture ya Adda on screen so that Yevgeny Prigozhin ena share in Finfino. The other nensa mienu agu asoja fona omo nenchenchen komun. Wagner group omo undergo a very tough training to complete their training session. Enye normal training ya normal soldiers ego through no. This Wagner group enye bebiana ubehu omo. They do special work and I said they conduct special military operation. It is more or less like yeba be yikwanya omo special car ebe dri enua abotane afenso no other obstacles are ewo baby a omo ba be yikwana ansa na actual construction work na ankasa yede ashe ase na within last month this Wagner group attempted a coup in Russia. Omo try say ombe two and I say ombe fight the president of Russia. Omo chocho mucho Vladimir Putin. Name the coup no was a failed one and I say the coup didn't succeed. Now this is how the coup happened in Russia. The Wagner group free Ukraine, meaning they were conducting operations in Ukraine. Nti omo free hono na omo ba into Russia and omo be seize a military headquarters at Rostov. Omo free hono na omo headed from Rostov moving on to Moscow. Nti moving to Moscow no na their leader which is Yevgeny Prigozhin halt operation. And see, looking at this operation here, also Russia within these few days, Russia is considered to be the second strongest army in the world. Almost soldiers anti-me and stop it omo. And then looking at Africa no, and I say, Africa, baby, Russian missionaries are operating at omo ni army beer to stop them if say omo pese omo conduct anything like a coup. Anything na Ivan Innocent Che Kasafa mercenaries are omo operating within the borders of Africa. Na Burkina Faso ECOWAS this mercenary group. Say omo meboa omo na omo fight atuturafobia omo beto ehye omo manfo so ekoso basabasa ewo Burkina Faso eno na nana adodankwa Akufo-Addo ekokache Anthony Blinken say Russia missionaries are omo begu the borders of Ghana and Burkina Faso no threat to Ghana security. Now, this kind of military and also this kind of mercenary group and Ivan Innocent Che Eka Omonsemno. Yentua Yensemno so.
The crackdown going on in various countries, the government is making conscious effort. A imprison a man for okasa free speech. Then as a form and the democracy has been weaponized. Use as an instrument. They terrorize a man for. That is why this morning I told you, say our part of the world, we are not practicing democracy. On paper, we have adopted democracy, but we have jokers and imposters who are fronting democratic rule. So, institutional discretion, it is about individuals, what they want, tied to their interest. That is what works in Africa. And these institutions, over the years, are failing to deliver the needed economic benefit. I say, so our part of the world, the very people who seem to be enjoying, benefiting from the kind of government that you set up are the very few people who are able to go close to power. So we can't the political class and if you are not part of the government that is ruling, it doesn't matter how well I will try. The system will not recognize you. The political class can just make a deliberate decision. Say if you will your business, when you're tied to them, they can wreck your business. Just like Ghana have typical example, Akufo-Addo government way. What he's done to a lot of private enterprises and private companies. Uko banking sector now, you see a lot of them and several others. Banking sector, G amount for banks if you munsem at Timorden so and the Bank of Ghana are institutional SNK or exercise oversight responsibility over these banks and ensuring say wait me to be solvent, you know. Also omanya liquidity challenge. He took away their license, consolidated some of the banks, and now some people are facing jail term today. The same Bank of Ghana is bold enough to tell Ghana for say, ya run Bank of Ghana aboka over 60 billion. This is an institutional. Or say amount for defaulty, amount for aboka. Now I bold enough for press conference, and in taking away those jobs, no, Ghana for Yesika almost 21 billion and a codim. Say the year banking sector cleanup. Yesika ekoko dim say the banking sector cleanup no. And then here we are. And when you delve into the narrative to ascertain why Bank of Ghana did what it did now, then you now boil it down to institutions that you're making sure say you render them ineffective and they are just plain say best satisfied the whims and the conveniences of the power that be. So the institution Bank of Ghana SNK independent way operating in the interest of Ghana for no was seen the home as an appendage of the establishment of the government that be. So they are buying back as a one year now the obeya a bit me boa a buying system. That is what they do. Even if the actions, you know, a Bugana Marasukra, they don't care because we be was about saying that this same Addison had the power to print money, huge sums of money, above what is stipulated under our laws. Because a manager says you cannot print here 5% of your friends revenue in the previous year. This guy print here. As at way the last figures are about over 40 billion sika. And also, and what turn the Bank of Ghana into a printing press, and our printing financing government. Sikan umadi omodeye. Sisia menoti hei. As at last year 2022, January to June, 6 months, Papana Share Bank of Ghana printed 22 billion Ghana cedis. So bisa say adding to the inflation numbers, you know. Agãinṣt ewo kroma because yeshaho and ye print sikadema bang as to what they are using the money for nobody knows. Osha Bank of Ghana ho and all print cash in ugum. Sa he doesn't feel accountable to bia sikana no print gum. Watomra, but he doesn't care. Because he feels that he's part of the he's an appendage of the power that be the power block, so he's above the law. And that is the level of impunity these guys are traveling. And if you look at all state institutions, here, look at the obit say Papaya making Parliament has been impressing on him to come and answer questions till date. I'm not sure, sir, he's gone. Same impunity. And I don't call the electoral commissioner. That is the same way she has been operating. They don't feel they are running state institution and we are accountable to people. Or more free say they are running an institution that has been bequeathed to them by a friend or somebody they have some close ties with, so they can just do anything and get away. And that's exactly why these state institutions.
Na yede yensem no beso subscribe to channel na click the notification bell so like jumadire na share ma afofron so ensa enkabi. PENDREAM TV ya create another platform. Your friend PENDREAM forum. Ehono yaje wadwenkyerɛ either video or audio. Enti obetuma record a video and answer an audio of yourself with your message na opese ye publish ema amansan so ete wonkano. Uwia no wa send afa number ya eda o screen so no. Yebe publish ama amansan so ayede ate wonka. Na omahu o message o can afa any issues and answer any trending issues in Ghana. Na number ne ye 0277 128 777. Maminsi number na so biem. Number na 0277 128 777. Yebeshia in the next video. Makra.
Mamena Pendream TV ase. Now so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, Pendream TV.